right, have and have not fans. Now, I don't know. Honestly, these were like three ideas that I had, um, is Jeffrey playing Justin? Did Justin get what he deserved when he got beaten down? Because in the last episode, Room 3, for whatever reason, he kept asking Jeffrey, all I did was love you. And your dad, he did this to me. Did I deserve this? Jeffrey, did I deserve this? I was going to do a video on that, and then another video about, what will happen if Jeffrey were to, let's say, go over to Justin's place to look it over. Remember, that's the place he bought for himself and Jeffrey. Because I believe somebody told me in the comments of a previous video, I could not think of the film or the Stephen King book. I believe it was called Misery. Yeah, I think they told me it was called Misery, where it's like, Jeffrey goes over there, but he might not ever be able to leave again. So I just decided to put it all in one video just because I am thankful that the videos I posted last night, well, basically right after Tuesday night's episode, after I did the live streams, Hannah slapped Jim Cryer all the way to the top. That video I did about did Jim get what he deserved has hit 10,000 views in less than 24 hours. So I hope the gravy train keeps on rolling. But in this video, I want to address several things that people were commenting on my previous videos and things I saw on Twitter and on my live streams. And the first thing I want to address is Jeremy. I think Jeanette said this on my video about the episode breakdown trailer for next week enough. She was like, Jeremy, I think you're dead wrong about Jeffrey. I think he's actually playing Justin. He's using his psychology degree, and he's going to be able to get rid of take care of Justin. I mean, if you watched it back in season 1, I think it was stated early on that Jeffrey was studying psychology in college, but then he got drafted by his parents, well, mainly his mother, to be a counselor at the rehab facility. I believe it was called Higher Hope. I think that was the name of the facility Veronica ran. I actually watched the first 10 minutes of episode 2. And when I say episode 2, I mean episode 2 in the entire series. And it was in a conversation between Amanda, Wyatt, Jeffrey, and Candace. And he pretty much talked about how he was studying to be a counselor. He pretty much got drafted by his mother to work in the rehab clinic. It's not what he wants to do for the rest of his life, but for now it will do. And, basically he was only like one class or a few credits shy of getting his actual degree. And jokingly, I haven't said this to anybody else, but I'm thinking to myself, maybe that final class that Jeffrey didn't take yet was a class on how to deal with crazed stalkers and lovers. And that probably explains why he's acting so poorly towards this whole Justin situation. Because not only is he too close to the situation at hand, but again, maybe it's something that final class or internship would have taught him. I mean, just speaking from being a former Liberty University student and somebody who worked in academic advising 3 years, so I saw a lot of the degree completion plans. At least for the degrees at Liberty, I think the last few credits of a student's course in psychology or counseling was typically an internship, where they'll be working at some kind of facility or counseling office for however many hours the degree program demanded before they actually got the degree. Basically, you take all your mandatory classes like, Bible, math, English, history, then you move into the psychology/counseling courses, and then the internship is pretty much to have a person use what they've learned in a practical environment, pretty much putting all the classes they've taken to good use. And it's sometimes, I believe, it's intensives as well, when they'll have to come to campus and pretty much take those classes on campus. And that was more for like the online people, pretty much where we take a class within an entirety of a week. So I'm thinking that whatever class Jeffrey did not take is probably the class that would have helped him out the most when it came to the Justin situation. And I believe he was talking with Justin about Dr. Chambers. He's the one who's a great psychologist/counselor who will be able to help Justin with his issues, but Justin only wants Jeffrey. And Jeffrey has wisely stated multiple times, I'm not the person who can help you with this. You need to talk with someone. So that I will give Jeffrey credit for. But I love you, Jeffrey. I love you too. It's like, will I see you again? Sooner than you think, probably. will you come over to see the place, please? I have to be careful, but I will come. I will come. Oh, Jeffrey, that makes me so happy. Kiss me. No, he walks out. That's the end of that. So is Jeffrey playing Justin? When I say that, a lot of people are saying, Jeremy, come on, you got to give Jeffrey more credit. What if he's using his psychology knowledge in order to get at Justin, kind of like how David is most likely using tricks in order to, get the best of Veronica? I just don't see a reason for Jeffrey to try to get Justin the way he is, because he even told Madison, it's like, I'm sorry, you just wouldn't understand this. And he was just like, fine, yeah, I don't. So you could probably make the argument, well, Jeremy, think of it this way. Remember when Wyatt in season 1, nobody has brought this to my attention, but here's my counter arguments as to why some people might think Jeffrey's trying to play Justin. Because go back to season 1, Jeremy, you said it yourself, Justin is a lot like the season 1 Jeffrey when it came to being with Wyatt, except, Jeffrey wasn't as violent. Laura entered the picture, and Laura is Wyatt's ex-girlfriend from high school. And just like Madison is somebody Jeffrey knew from grade school, somebody that wasn't romantically involved with him, but just somebody back from the school days. And Justin is like Jeffrey, pretty much Wyatt, trying to sabotage any relationship. So remember when when Jeffrey started lying to Laura, pretty much making it seem like, Wyatt needed like another year to be away from everyone and everything in order to get sober, pretty much allowing Jeffrey to pretty much sink his finger. Wait, hang on, that doesn't sound right. Open Wyatt to new things. I think that's something he told Candace in regards to being gay. Kind of like how Justin was telling Madison, like, Jeffrey's under investigation, so stay away from him, or some crap like that. So basically, at the end of the day, Laura confronted Wyatt and Jeffrey about this, and then Wyatt pretended that he was on Jeffrey's side and told Laura to get lost, pretty much allowing Jeffrey to reveal himself to be gay to Wyatt, because it turns out Wyatt was orchestrating this entire thing in order to trick Jeffrey in order to come out so he can tell his parents about it. And then in this situation, it's like, oh, what if Jeffrey's pulling a Wyatt where he's pushing Madison away in order to sabotage Justin, which is actually a valid theory. If you compare seasons 1 to season 6, whatever we're in right now, it just doesn't make a lot of sense given the plot so far, because David pretty much put it in a situation where he handled it. So that means there will be no reason for Jeffrey to be involved with Justin anymore, unless he's really into this stuff, and it seems like he is. So, I mean, it is a valid theory, but it just doesn't make sense. But to be fair, a lot of stuff in this show doesn't make sense at the moment. So I guess Jeffrey could be playing him, but it just doesn't make any damn sense to me. It really doesn't. Just like, before going into the room, because when Madison saw Jeffrey, what was it? I'm guessing like his supervisor at the front desk told Madison to check on room 3. He saw it was Justin. He's like, you know what? I can't do this. That's the guy that attacked me. And he's all ruffled up. Then he sees Jeffrey and he lights up like, Jeffrey, what are you doing here? Oh, I heard Justin was here. Wait, you're here to see Justin? Yeah. Really? Yeah. Are you going to show me where he is? Madison walks him over to the door. And he's, okay, Jeffrey, I think it was a bad idea to get to know each other again, so just do me a favor and don't call me anymore. Okay, done. He goes in the room, talks with Justin, then comes out, then tries to act all chipper around Madison. Yeah, I'm sorry things didn't, turn out the way you hoped. And it's like, but you have to respect that. Well, I'm sorry to disappoint. Yeah, the bruise in the back of my head, prevent me from doing otherwise. Oh, okay, well, I guess I'll see you around when you come to my dad's house. No, I'm actually trying to set somebody else up to do that for me. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. So that's what really pissed me off about that scene. It's like 1 minute you're completely fine with Madison disconnecting from you. You pretty much write him off. But then after coming out of Justin's room, you want to try to come out and play nice. Like, oh, yeah, well, I'll see you around at my dad's house. But yet when you go back to a previous episode where last week's episode, where Madison is pretty much, receiving such a cold shoulder from Jeffrey that he's not even looking at him. Now you want to play nice. Jeffrey, come on now. Just screw that. So I just don't think Jeffrey, I think Jeffrey has it in him to be as scheming and conniving as his mom and as ruthless as his father, but I don't think it's happening at this moment. I don't think there's any kind of bigger plan right now going on with the whole Justin thing. I think that Jeffrey this season is acting as blind as he's as blind as David was when Erica was around. That's pretty much how I see things. I think that's a fair comparison of how Jeffrey's acting at the moment. So let's see here. That covers my thoughts on this Jeffrey playing Justin. And when Justin's like, did I deserve this? Okay, do we really need to go into the full list of everything that he has said and done up to this point? And remember, David sent him over because he threatened Jeffrey. And keep in mind, this isn't even accounting for the fact that Justin destroyed his entire condo. And David said, I ought to throw you off the windowsill right now, or the balcony right now. And it's just like, it's kind of crazy because remember, Justin has destroyed Madison's car, attacked him, burst into Wyatt's place with a crowbar and attacking him. Moving forward, tried to trade sexual favors with Wyatt for drugs, which you can say what you want to, but I still say those drugs either would have killed Wyatt, or let's say if the drugs didn't kill Wyatt, Justin would have continuously gotten sexual favors from Wyatt, where each time he would have wanted more from Wyatt until he finally killed him off, because to him, Wyatt was his major competition for Jeffrey. And with him out of the picture, there's no one to stop him until Madison came around. Then you have him trying to run Jeffrey's mother and allegedly pregnant fiance off the road. Then on top of that, you have all the times Justin literally attacked Jeffrey. What, didn't he put him in a sleeper hold or some shit back in the interrogation room at one point? Yeah, I remember that. And the list goes on. So for him to just say, and then trespassing on David's property multiple times. So you have the nerve to say, did I deserve this? Duh. I'm like, dude, for real. For real. Karma is a bitch. Man. Cat got the nerve. I'm glad I didn't do a video separately, because that just pissed me off. Let's see. So is Jeffrey playing Justin? Did he deserve this? And finally, I really think that if Jeffrey goes over to Justin's place, I don't think it's going to go over well. I think if anything, Justin might try to punish Jeffrey for what happened to him, even though Jeffrey had nothing to do with what happened. Technically, if you want to break it down, Madison is the reason this happened, because he told David about what occurred the night before, yet he didn't specifically say that it wasn't the laser point of a gun. It was just a laser pointer. So, I mean, Madison was doing something because Jeffrey wasn't. So, and being someone who works in the hospital, who sees that kind of thing on a regular basis and is claimed to have been in a situation like this himself, Madison does remind me of Mitch, where Benny is pretty much just making dumb decisions like Jeffrey is, but then you have a person from their past who is actually trying to be a voice of reason. It's kind of funny how it's the white person being the voice of reason in a lot of these scenarios. Whatever. But yeah, I don't think things would go well if Jeffrey and it did go over to Madison's place, because remember, he said he'll have to be sneaky about it. And you can imagine that after finding out the whole situation about David and Veronica allegedly getting back together, Jeffrey might act like a rebellious teenager and decide, you know what, I'm going to go over to Justin's house. You two don't understand me, yada, yada, yada. And after everything she's done to you, Dad, you want to get back with Mom? Justin. And then those two get together. But then again, you can only imagine, let's say if something does happen to Jeffrey because of Justin and Veronica and David are quote unquote together again, could you imagine the hell they would rain down on Justin's head if they find out something happened to their son? Because remember, let's just assume that if David and Veronica are mending, I still think it's a scheme, but let's just say those two are working things out and then they both agree on protecting their son. Maybe not the whole him being gay thing, because we know Veronica's still iffy about it, but with Veronica thinking Justin is the reason Jeffrey's acting gay, and the fact that David has warned his son to stay away from that boy, I think those two together. Did you see how flawlessly Jim and Catherine pretty much like acted in front of Sarah when pretty much orchestrating, oh, we had nothing to do with this, pretty much saying that, Sarah was on her own when it came to those bullets? You see how they pretty much played like a game of tennis or ping pong with each other, basically because they were able to bounce off each other so well. Imagine David and Veronica doing that to Justin, because we haven't seen those two working together like that in a long time, if ever. So, you know what? I'm fine with Jeffrey. Go ahead and be with Justin. Let's see what your parents think about that. So go ahead. But with that being said, folks, I'm kind of uncertain about what to title this video. I'll think of it soon enough. But we got three subjects here. Do you think that Jeffrey is playing? Do you think Jeffrey is playing Justin? Do you think that Justin deserved what happened to him? And do you think that if Jeffrey does go over to the house, it won't end well for him? I think he's either going to be beaten up, he's going to be entrapped there, because I just think that Justin, number one, isn't going to visit that Dr. Chambers. Or do you think Jeffrey's going to do to Justin what he did with Wyatt, where he goes over to the house because he's repeatedly asked to be coming over, but then he shows up and then there are some doctors to take him away in a straitjacket. So I think if he does that to Justin, hey, bravo, Jeffrey. Hey, I take back everything I said about you. But in any case, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Please subscribe to the channel. I'm happy to see that yesterday the channel grew about over 300 subscribers in a day. That's what I'm talking about. Those kind of numbers is what will give us to 100,000 in no time at all. But thanks so much for tuning in, guys. As I said, the episode, I don't know why, but it just didn't sit well with me because of the fact that it was way too much Jeffrey in this episode, and it really didn't get good until the last 10 minutes. So that's just my thoughts on that. So Room 3, I'll probably have to do a separate video because a lot of people are saying it's a great episode. No, it wasn't. So let me know your thoughts, subscribe, and yeah, let's get the conversation going in the comment section below. Congratulations on making it to the end of this video. If you like what you saw, be sure to hit that thumbs up button, as well as leaving your thoughts in the comment section below so we can keep the conversation going. On the left hand side of the screen, you should see a picture of Jeffrey Harrington. You can click on him in order to subscribe, but also hit the bell notification icon. That way you don't miss out on any new content. Also, you should see some videos appearing on the screen as well that I'm pretty sure you'll enjoy if you enjoyed the one you just saw. But also, be sure to follow me on social media such as Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Links to all my social media will be in the description below. And in order to help this channel hit 100,000 subscribers, I'm going to need your help. So make sure to share this video as well as the channel around with all of your friends on your own social media. But once again, thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you all in the next video.